Hey guys, Toast here. Battlefield 1 is a team-based shooter and one that requires each player to know how to properly play the role that they've chosen. While there's no limit to the number of times you can change roles within a match, it'll always be beneficial to both you and your team to know how to play each of the roles available. This guide was designed to give you an overview of the Assault class, the weapons and gadgets available, the situations that this class will excel in, and some tips and tricks to maximize your gameplay experience when playing this class. The Assault class is Battlefield 1's answer to the Engineer class from previous Battlefield games with some interesting variations. The Assault class in Battlefield 1 fills two very important roles. The class is your frontline fighter as they have SMGs and shotguns as their primary weapons, making them brutally effective in close-range engagements against every other class. In addition to that, this is also your anti-armor class, making it doubly effective. They're equipped with the very best gadgets to take out armor, including the anti-tank grenades and Dynamite. Unlike the other classes in the beta who have access to exclusively one type of weapon, the Assault class has two primary weapon types, both SMGs and shotguns, giving the players of this class a little more flexibility in how they want to handle this role. They can focus more on flanking with shotguns and getting very up close and personal, or they can hold to short to mid-range engagements with their SMGs as a useful frontline for an objective push. As for their weapons, they have fewer of them but more variants. The first is the MP18. This is a medium rate of fire weapon with moderate recoil and good damage. This is the starter weapon, and honestly it's a pretty solid weapon for a starter. The weapon has 32 rounds, and the experimental variant of the weapon is actually burst fire, which is a rarity among the SMGs. Up next is the Automatico M1918. This weapon is your very up-close and personal SMG as it has a high rate of fire but a smaller clip at only 25 rounds, making the effective range of the weapon somewhat limited. Thankfully, it has a fairly quick reload, so if you do find yourself running out of bullets, all is not lost and you may still have the chance to win the fight. Finally, we have the Model 10A. This is the first and only shotgun in the beta, and as with most shotguns, it's extremely effective at very close range, but loses its damage quickly and becomes somewhat useless at anything more than close range. You have 6 rounds at your disposal before needing to reload, however take into consideration that the weapon is pump action, so you need to make your shots count as you can't immediately follow up with an additional shot. At close range, one well-placed shot is an instant kill, but as soon as you get to medium range it can take up to 3 or 4 shots to secure a kill. The Assault class has access to two secondary weapons, the M1911, which has made its appearance in the vast majority of Battlefield games and is a staple of the series, and then you also have the P08. As for gadgets, the class focuses on anti-armor weaponry as they're the only class that's really effective at taking out the various types of armor in the game. The first is the anti-tank grenade. This is a rather large grenade that's lobbed in the direction of the armor. It's on a timer, so don't expect it to explode on impact. Also note that it's not sticky at all and will bounce off of armor if you hit it directly, so you really want to try and aim for the foot of whatever vehicle you're attempting to damage. To go along with that theme, you also have Dynamite at your disposal. This is a pretty effective way to take out armor, however similar to C4 in previous Battlefield games, it requires you to get very up close and personal to the armor, potentially putting yourself in danger in order to get within throwing range of the gadget. That said, if you are able to get close enough, you should have enough to take out any vehicle without needing a support for additional ammo. After a bit of play, you'll thankfully unlock the AT rocket gun, which is essentially your RPG, allowing you to take out armor without being right next to it, and then you also have access to AT mines, which work as you would expect from previous Battlefield games. Place them on the ground, and when the tanks roll over them, they'll take significant damage. Now that you have an understanding for the basis of the kit, let's talk about tips and tactics to use when playing this class. Where other classes in Battlefield 1 have primary objectives other than killing, the destruction of your enemies and their armor is the main focus of the Assault class. Medics are designed to heal and revive, supports are designed to restock and secure flanks, scouts are designed to provide intel and pick off faraway targets, and assaults, well, assaults are designed to kill. If you're playing the Assault class, know that you don't really have to focus on anything other than making sure that the enemy's dying and not you. This comes in the form of taking out both infantry as well as armor, since your teammates don't have the same type of firepower that you have or explosive power for vehicles. If you're sitting back trying to pick off medium to long range targets with the Assault class, then you're doing it wrong. This class was designed from the ground up to be the close range class. The weapons wielded by the Assault class are specifically designed to be the top tier weapons for close range engagements, so by trying to use them in anything other than close to medium range, you're doing yourself and your team a huge disservice. Realistically, the only enemies that should be taking you out consistently at very close range should be enemy assaults, as all other classes are heavily disadvantaged. If enemy armor is causing distress for your team, you are the only class really capable of taking it out. Your gadgets are the most effective way of taking down armor save for using armor yourself, so don't hesitate to use them as often as you can. If you run low, you can refill your explosives from supports, so don't be stingy and don't be afraid to take a death if the end result is taking out enemy armor. A death isn't the end of the world, and if you've helped to clear an area of enemy armor, then you may have also paved the way for a medic to come and revive you anyway. If you see a potential target that's far away, you may be better off leaving them than engaging in battle. While your weapons are amazing at close range, the damage drop-off is pretty steep at longer ranges, and the medics and scouts will definitely have the upper hand. Just because your primary objective is to kill doesn't mean that you should pick a fight with every single enemy you see. Be smart about your engagements and remember that your up-close massive killing potential doesn't carry over to longer ranges. You're only as strong as those who are supporting you. Like the engineer class in previous Battlefield games, you're unable to provide yourself ammo, healing, or give yourself additional information about your surroundings. While you are the main killing class, you need to rely heavily on your teammates to keep you going, and they'll be heavily relying on you to keep them safe. Your killing potential is high, but your survivability is not the best as you have little in the way of being able to help yourself. You can't give yourself health, and you can't give yourself ammo. Communicate with your team, and you're likely to have a good amount of success in this role. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if this guide was helpful to jump into Battlefield 1 as the Assault class. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.